Lifetime Fitness students, Misty here. I am outside, clearly lots of feet away from everybody else, so I do not have my mask on right now. But today we are going to go over a warm-up and static stretching versus active stretching. So static stretching would be more important for something if you're not going to be as active, if you're doing something like a yoga class, if you're getting ready for a piano lesson, if you're going for a walk with your dog. And static stretching would just be holding a stretch and not moving. You're just stretching singularly, you're staying here. You could be holding something, touch your toes, stretch your arms. Those are static stretches. Active stretching is when you're getting ready to be active, when you're getting ready to move, if you're getting ready for a sports practice, if you're getting ready to go rock climbing, if you're gonna go swimming, if you're gonna be physically active, you need to do active stretching. If you do static stretching and then you get ready to go play a lacrosse game, or if you get ready to go swim 1,500 meters, your muscles can't get actively warmed up because you kind of stretch them to calm them down. So active stretching, you wanna get your blood flowing, you wanna get your muscles moving. So active stretching is mostly what we're gonna do in our class. There will be some days when we're gonna do some things like Pilates or yoga that will do some static stretching, but most of what we're gonna do will require active stretching. So I also really like the human body. I like anatomy, so I like to tell you guys what you're doing and why, and tell you the muscles that you're stretching instead of just telling you to do something because I said so. So I'm gonna explain everything pretty in depth. A lot of you might have seen these things, know these things, but really listen to the muscles and stuff like that because they'll be tested later on in a fun way. Before you get ready, just jog. So I'm out in this big open field. Just a simple jog. It doesn't have to be light, even just like going on your toes here and then go back. You can go for about maybe 20 yards, but just jog for 30, 40 seconds, get ready. The next thing I want you guys to do is a quad stretch. So your quadriceps are these big guys on the front of your legs. Your quads are on the front, your hamstrings are right here on the back. So your quads are right here. For the quad stretch, you're gonna pull up, and instead of grabbing your toe or your foot, I want you to grab your ankle because it's a lot better for your ankle joint and better for stability. So you're actually gonna grab your ankle joint, and I don't want your legs to be super close together. I don't want them to be crazy like this. You should be firm, balanced right here. And I actually want you to go up on your toe and then take 2 steps. So when you do this, you should stretch, go up on your toe, walk, grab the other one, stretch, go up on your toe, walk. So when I go up on my toe, I'm actually activating my gastroc, or it's also called your calf muscle. Your gastrocnemius is your calf muscle. But when I'm doing that, I'm getting my calf ready to fire, ready to move. I don't want to pull anything. So I want you to do 5 quad stretches each leg. So I'll go here, that counts as 1, 2, that's 2. I want you to do 10 of those. The next thing we have is hamstring walks. So if you heard me talk about quad stretches before, hamstrings are next. So hamstrings are on the back, quads are on the front. This guy is your hamstring. If you've ever pulled your hamstring, it hurts when you walk, it hurts when you run. It really hurts any movement you do if you pull your hamstring. So we really want to make sure we warm those up. When we do hamstring walks, it's going to be kind of funky because we're going to go backwards. So when you do hamstring walks, you're actually stretching the leg that's on the ground while the other one's going to go up. So you're going to touch the ground with your front hands, keeping this leg as straight as possible, and kick this leg up. And then you're going to go backwards, and then you're going to kick it straight up. When you do this, a lot of us kind of go like this and we're like, I'm doing it right. Make sure you're getting that leg up and high. So you're gonna go here, get it up nice and high, step, here, nice and high. So you're gonna do 10 of those. Next thing we have is gonna be just your basic forward walk. So you're gonna do sweeps. When you go down, you're gonna point your toe up. This also activates your soleus and your gastroc. You're gonna go up and you're gonna sweep your hands as close to your heel as you can. Take a few steps, point your toe up, sweep your hands under as close as you can. You're gonna do 10 of those. The next thing you're gonna do is a knee hug lunge. This one's a little complicated, so make sure you're paying attention. You are going to hug your knee up to your chest as tight as you possibly can. This stretches your hip flexors. If you've ever pulled your hip flexor, that really hurts. So we want to make sure we have good hip mobility, good hip activation. So you're gonna hug your knee as tight as you can. Then you're gonna go up on your toe, activate that gastroc on the other side. Then when you lunge, make sure your knee does not go over your toe. Make sure your toe is straight. Make sure it's not sideways. I know it's kind of hard to see in the grass, but make sure your toe is straight, your knee is straight. You are lunging and then standing. So all together, it's gonna be a knee, hug, lunge. Knee, woo, I lost my balance. Knee, hug, lunge. And make sure your knee does not go over that toe. The next one we have is side lunges. So after you do 10 knee hug lunges, and that's 10 in total, so just 5 each side. The next one is side lunges. So when you do a side lunge, this is not really stretching anything. You wanna sit down and you really wanna get your adductors, abductors in. So you're gonna lunge, keep both feet flat. When you do this, this other foot is gonna wanna peel up. Keep it flat, sit back and lunge to the side. Then kind of step, step, lunge to the side, step, step, lunge to the side. Get all those fired. You have a glute med, a glute min, and a glute max. You're gonna feel those activated when you're doing these lunges. Make sure you are lunging straight. I always say keep the letters on your shirt should be up. You never want your letters to go down. So if you're ever lunging or squatting like this, that's gonna hurt your back and your lumbar. So make sure your letters are up. The next thing we have are hip mobility. Open the gate and close the gate. So when we open the gate, make sure get your knee all the way up as high as it goes and all the way out as wide as it goes. Then you're gonna switch up, out. This is gonna get our hip mobility. Make sure our hip flexors are nice and ready. So you're gonna do 10 of those, 5 on each side. Then you're gonna close. So you're gonna go from out to in, out to in. So you're gonna do 10 of those. And very last thing, just to get warmed up, you're gonna shuffle all the way to the right, all the way to the left. Just 10, do 5 shuffles here, then 5 shuffles here. You should be pretty warmed up. If we need additional stretching and we're gonna do a really intense HIIT workout or like our kickboxing workout, stuff like that, I might send you some individual stretches we need to do to make sure like our arms and shoulders and necks are all good. But that's a basic active stretching, and I really want you guys to make sure that you know the difference between static stretching. So static, remember standing. Static, you're standing, you're just doing something simple, easy, going to play the piano, going to walk my dog, hanging out, okay? And then active stretching is I'm on the move, I'm getting ready to be active, I'm getting ready for my heart rate to be up, I'm getting ready for my muscles to work, to pump. To avoid your muscles being sore, stretching is really helpful. To avoid hurting your muscles, stretching is very, very helpful. For recovery, if you are sore after a workout, you can do some of those static stretches. So if my quad is really sore, if I did a bunch of stuff with my quad, I can sit there and hold and make sure it's feeling kind of good. You want to get the lactic acid out. Lactic acid builds in your muscles after you work out. So when you work out, your muscles are actually like a rope. And when you work out, this sounds kind of scary, but your muscles actually tear a little bit. And when they tear, they rebuild back stronger. And then you work them out again and they tear and they build back stronger. So while that's happening, lactic acid builds up in your muscles, and you really want to make sure you're stretching, drinking a bunch of water. You can heat. If you have a heating pad and you're really sore, you can heat. That'll help it feel better. And if you like to roll out, if you've seen foam rollers, or if you have your water bottle at home and you want to roll that muscle out, that'll also help get rid of that lactic acid. But hopefully you learned some terminology. Gastrocnemius, hamstring, quadricep, those are all really good ones to know. We have glute min, glute med, glute max. I hope this was actually instructional for you. Even if you've seen these stretches, I hope you learned some of the muscles, but we're gonna have some more fun with this. But really make sure that you do this stretching workout. After you complete your stretching workout, while you're doing it, film yourself or do a time lapse, something like that, or take a picture of you doing each form. Email that to me and you are all good to go. Bye, Ravens.